Welcome, cherished souls, to Building Lives 101, where our focus is on the basic principle of spirituality, which is love. Love is the basic foundation of spirituality. Without love, there is no spirituality. Love is the basic foundation. It is the foundation of spirituality. God, the one Most High, is love, is pure love. And for us to be children of God, we have to be of love. We have to be of love. Now, this channel is mostly about spirituality. However, I will talk about things that has to do with other things that affects our life, like, our pets or our home, because all those things actually, this whole thing about spirituality is keeping a balance. It's keeping a balance with the world around us, nature, everything, and sharing information of what helps and what can help us in making our lives a lot better, and just talking about issues that affect us on a day-to-day basis, and how how we can use spirituality to guide us and help us through all of those things. So I want to take this moment to thank you for coming. Thank you for all of you who have subscribed. That means so much to me. And all that have liked and comment, I appreciate all of it. And I thank you so much because, as I said before, it costs nothing to support, if you like this content. And it costs nothing just to support the channel by just liking either one of those things. Like, subscribe, especially if you want to hear more content of this nature. I know that, I'm not talking about things that are not very popular, so it's going to take really people that are looking for this kind of content and that are on the same level to find me. And so when you do, please don't waste the time and to share, because we're all in this together and we have to stick together. Okay? So again, this topic is about the life-altering journey of placing God first. Especially those who think of themselves as being the chosen ones, 144,000. But again, this is for everyone. For everyone. Okay? This is for everyone. So if I do talk about stuff that has to do with 144,000 or the chosen one, please, it's okay, because we all can benefit from this. All of us. Every single one of us. We're all God's children. Because without God, none of us would be here. Absolutely not one of us would be here. Good, bad, indifference, ugly, none of us would be here. Okay, so I want to hit on some topics. So I have some notes all around me here. I got the Bible on one side and some things that I just kind of noted out of the key points that I really would like to go over and hit on in this topic. And one of the joy and fulfillment of putting God first. Now, in this world that we live in, some people may think about that having a spiritual life is boring, or with so many things that the world has to offer, all these temptations, it is so easy for us to become like everybody else and seek after what the world has to offer rather than what spirituality has. And that is the whole idea of being in this particular world where we don't have any kind of memory, and we go through this cycle of where we find ourselves again, find out who we really are, which is a spiritual, not just a spiritual being, but a spiritual being that has a soul that is on this journey to grow and expand. Okay, to grow and expand. Um, when I was looking for answers, and I started to, I was always awake, you know, but I would have to say once I start to reawaken, then more of my spirit, because for a while I went to sleep a little bit, not too much, but I did. Because I started to get into the worldly things, partying, uh, sex, oh my God, drugs, you name it. I think I probably did it. And when I got caught in work, just working, and we're selling our soul. We literally are. We are selling our soul when we actually do that. And what that means, when somebody says selling your soul, what you're actually doing is that you are disconnecting yourself from your soul. The more that you engage in worldly things, you are disconnecting your soul. And when you disconnect from your soul, you lose all that spiritual gifts. I mean, do things still happens to you that are good and so forth? Yes. And, I think, I forgot who it was that explains it a certain way. Like, what is it? I think Abraham, I don't know if anybody would follow her, Hicks. I remember this one guy kept on telling me to follow her. And then somehow I didn't want to listen to anyone because I didn't want to be influenced by any one ideas or whatever, And again, I came across her by, I don't know if it was by accident or one day I just decided, let me see what this is. I think that's what it was. I think I said, let me see what this is about. And this is a woman who channel someone by the name of Abraham Hicks. And one of the things that she talked about was that, sometimes things happens to us is because we're in the vortex, or, so I would actually put that as there are moments, okay, when you're in a good mood, you feel happy, you feel great, and you're thinking positive, and you're good, you're happy. And usually that good mood is usually brought on by something positive that has happened to you, and you're now happy. And then little trickles of good things will start to happen, until something happens again and then just throws you out of that mode, and now you're upset and depressed and whatever. So the art of that is to be able to recognize those pitfalls and get out of those pitfalls quickly. Okay. And I'm not saying you can't be depressed, you can't be angry or frustrated or any of those things, but the thing is that you don't stay there long. You don't waddle in it very long, and you get out of it and then come back to your joy. Okay? Come back to your peace. Okay? And when you and this is how we mature. And at first, when you start to do these things, because when you're in the world, you are so easy ticked off, anger, frustration, everything, stress, all those things. But when you become very spiritual now, and you learn after a time, through understanding and wisdom, that you can control that. And it's not about controlling or pushing it inside or things of that way. It's now you have control over who you are, okay? And you don't allow for a situation or someone to actually control you. If I make somebody, if someone makes me angry, okay, okay, they, I lost control, and now that person has control over me, okay? That person, I allow that, so because nothing happens to us without our permission, okay? And we allow it. Just like how I would always say, everything that is happening in this world right now is because we are allowing it. So the joy and fulfillment that we get from spirituality, which I'll even add on some more once I can actually piece all this together, is that we will recognize the fulfillment. You know, it's not going to come right away. In some cases, it might. You know, it might come right away that you start to see little things right away. Everybody is different. But it's just like starting a business. It's just like working out. You're not going to see your body slim down right away. It's going to take time. So you're developing those skills. You're developing your spiritual skills and your relationship with your soul, with the one Most High. Okay. Okay. So guidance and wisdom. Okay. When we are in tune, when we're in tune, when we put God first, okay, the one Most High first, you will start to okay, I always try to use my life and what I go through as an example of to give someone an example of what I mean. Okay, and yesterday, actually no, it was, I think, the day before. Yeah, I think it was the day before. I was going out to the street to get something. Now I'm telling you, I make these things happens to me so often, especially when I go into a store and my mind would, you know, I will get that, and this is what I talk about, spiritual, being inspired spiritually. Like, you know, we can pray, when we turn to God, we get spiritually inspired. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. To do things. And how do you look out for that? And this is what I'm hitting on with guidance, wisdom, and how do you know that you're being guided? How do you know? Okay, so this is what this is what I'm going to go through right now, using my life story as an example. I would be shopping, and then my eyes would catch something to get, and I would go, nah, I don't need that right now, and I won't buy it. I would go home, and maybe not right away, maybe a couple of hours later, I'll be like, I should have gotten that. Okay. And I start to get in tune with that, okay, this is my intuition. This is my, you know, I whenever things like that happen, I should just get it. Even though I don't think I need it right now, just get it. It kind of reminded me, I don't know if anybody ever watched The Twilight Zone. There was an episode where this guy who was, you know, selling stuff from outside, and when he would always give people something that they're going to need later on. And so this one guy got a hold of it, and he kept on coming back to the guy, and he was really obsessed about it, and he just wants more and more. And I remember when he gave him something, and at the end, it was like, it was to him, He gave the guy something, but it was actually something that was going to be what the guy needed, that was giving him the stuff to save his life from that guy. Really great show. Anyway, so this happens to me so often, and my aunt, my cousin, if she was here, she would be a testament to that. And she would go, you think you would learn by now? Sometimes when I do this and I go home and I go, oh my gosh, and she goes, you think you would learn by now? As much time as that happens to you, that you think you learn by now. So I kind of make a point of that whenever there is a way that it happens that I now tapped into to know that I'm being guided. See, at first you don't know, you know, but if you are spiritually in tune, you will pick up on it. You'll pick up on it, and you won't dismiss it as something as, oh, you know, whatever, you know. And I'm sure this happens to many people many times, but they just dismiss it as, you know, they don't pick up on it as this is a spiritual thing that is going on with them. Okay, so, I mean, this happens to me a lot, and I pay attention to it. And that's probably the difference between me and a lot of people. Okay, so the day before, I'm going, and this happens to me a lot. I'm going down the street, and, you know, it's like Goodwill. And I was like, I don't need anything there. And I was going to go straight, and I'm like, Allison, there's something there that you probably need. Okay, so I'm going to just listen. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, what is it that I need? And I've been looking for a desk. And it's funny because as soon when I went in there, I'm like, what could I possibly need? Because there's two things that I was actually really needing at this point. Was one, a desk, and two, a handheld vacuum. Okay, those were the three things. So I'm like, well, it's either one of those. But for some reason, my spirit told me it was a desk. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in there. I really didn't need anything in there, but I'm going to go in there. And I'm like, okay. And first thing, and I usually never see this much furnitures in Goodwill. Actually, can't even tell the last time that I think I've seen any furnitures in there. I go in there every once in a while to browse around to see if, you know, whatever little things that I, you know, that I may need, or whatever. I barely go in there. And most of the time it's because I don't like getting things that other people wear because of the energy thing. So I really don't like to, you know, buy from places like that because of the energy. Okay, so anyway, so I went in there. As soon as I went in, right to the right, there were, and I'm like, oh my God, there's furniture's here. And I walked up, and there was a desk, black of all things. Because when you see me, you'll see me in. I wear black all the time, mostly all black. I mean, I do wear some other natural colors like brown, green. But I love colors. I just don't like wearing them. A lot of, I keep it very simple, but most of my colors is black. And I don't like flowery stuff. But anyway, so I went in and I saw this desk. And I was waiting for somebody to help me. And then I was looking at some jewelry too. And I saw something in there that I wanted to see. Again, I don't like to buy from these things because, the energy. So anyway, but I wanted to look. So I waited, and I waved someone down, and then the guy told her that, hey, and they called for someone to come and help me, and I'm waiting there. So I think the guy was finished, and then he came over was to help. So this other guy who came in after me and was looking at it as he walked off, and then I guess he saw the guy coming over, and he jumped in front of me, and the guy was, and I'm like, and the guy knew, but instead of correcting him and say, she was here first. Let me go see what she needs. I'll be right back. And instead of doing that, he was attending to her, and he was trying to hurry up with him. So he know that I was kind of, I noticed this. And yeah, I can see that he was trying, but I walked out. I was kind of like, I walked out and I was like, and it wasn't anything like that because I was kind of hesitant about the desk, even though I liked the desk. It was kind of wobbly and under the thing it needed to fix, and I was like really not in the mood to like fix stuff. But it was fine. It was an experience for me because that was just God. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh no. Oh gosh. Hold on. I have my kind of notes that I have on here. And that I wanted to go from, and I think I just lost it. Where did it go? But anyway, so let me just keep on going and keeping this going. So so I so I kept on. So I left, and I was thinking about the desk the whole time. I was like, oh man, I really should have gotten. I came home and I saw his face, and I'm like, I really should get the desk. And then I got it today, and I was thinking, I'm like, it's probably gone because not a lot of stuff stays there very long. And I'm like, it's probably gone. And so my I don't know, I'm always like God says. I hate to say like God's, well, anyway. So my spirit, I want to say my spirit. My spirit says, go. There will be a better desk there for you. There'll be a better. He said, yeah, that desk is gone, but there's a better desk there for you. And I got there, and I'm like, even though I know, there's still that part of me like, oh man, I hope this is right. And I got there, and I'm like, I didn't see the desk, and I'm like, but I kept on walking up, and sure enough, I saw a desk. Another desk, and this one was a lot sturdier. I didn't have to do anything to it. Just go home, clean it off, and bam, I got a desk, black. Okay, because my other desk that I have is black. I just need another desk to kind of make a L shape, and this one fit perfectly with my other desk. Perfectly. The other one was longer and it's fine, but this one fit perfectly, and it's wider and it's sturdy. Because the other one was, a little wobbly. I would have to do some work on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So that was my thing, and these things happens to me all the time, when I'm looking for something and when I'm in need of something. And I don't know if I had told a story about the cat when I was looking for the cat, and so it's just things like that. And when you are in tune with yourself, these things happen. You get guidance. You can just sit down, or you meditate, and you can just have this conversation with God, and God will guide you. And don't think that, oh, maybe it's just yourself, but you just have to learn and these things will guide you, Okay. Oh gosh, let me find let me see if I can find my information. Oh my God, where are the other ones? It's just giving me one. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Hold on a minute. Let me just, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Because I had written down some, I'm just gonna keep going. There is, usually it has, Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Maybe, oh no, 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 hold on. Oh wow. Okay, wait a minute. No, are you kidding me? Okay. Anyway, so all right. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. So what we have to consider is that when you focus on God, and like I've been saying that, oh my God, a lot of these people are so focused on things that are going on in Africa, which I did say, keep your eye on Africa. There's things going on over there. And, however, the thing about, what's his name, revealing about Jesus, a lot of stuff that's going on in the world right now that we're all focusing on. We're all focusing on, and we're using that as to create viral contents and get likes and stuff like that. However, I'm going to tell you this, and I mean this. Guys, you have the power to change the narrative of what's being looked at. I mean, look at all the crappy stuff that are going viral on these shows, on these social media stuff. Nothing of real value, And a lot of these people lie about a lot of these things, and we don't call them out on it, and then it just keep on. I mean, things are a lot better now than it used to be, but we have to be. We are the one that set the tone. I think I brought up a situation where before, I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but there were so many fight videos. And you remember Torque, how people used to torque, the twerking videos and stuff like that. And I didn't want to watch any of that stuff. And I didn't want to watch people fight, okay? Because that was that was not a very good light with black people, okay? And they were trying to, and people were just eating that stuff up to get likes, And what happened was that a lot of people stopped watching that stuff. I remember calling the attention to that, and a lot of people stopped watching that stuff. The same thing with the twerking, the same thing with and then before you know it, it just faded away. You don't see any video on fighting anymore because we decided that wasn't relevant, and it wasn't getting any views. People start to not watch it. So that's what I'm saying here, is that we can choose what we're focusing on, and we will develop the narrative of what's being focused. Because see, the thing is that whatever that is being, if you keep your focus in God, okay, and you're watching stuff that has to do with God, you have it watching stuff that has to do with your spirituality, stuff that has to do with Your spirituality, how to develop this, how to develop that spiritually, how to develop this, how to grow a plant, how to live self-sufficient. Those are all things that creating a balance within the earth. Okay, things of that nature, things that are spiritual, things that are, um, and if your focus is mostly on that, okay, then your well-being is different. Now, let me explain this. You are water. Like, what is it? I don't know. Was it 80? I've heard in between, somewhere between 75 to 80 something percent of our body is water. Water has memories. Okay? I don't know if you guys have ever heard where when you're studying. I used to do this especially when I was studying. I had gotten my insurance license, my real estate license, and both of them, when I was studying for them, what I would do, play a recording. I had a video, a glass of water, a glass of water, and I would have this recording, and I would play the recording and buy the glass of water, and when I get up in the morning, I would drink it. Okay. Not only that, too, I'm playing it while I'm sleeping, so that whatever I'm hearing is being stored in the particles in my water particles. Anyway, can't even. So water has memories, and this is why you don't drink. It's not a good idea to drink distilled water, because when you drink distilled water, a lot of it's stripped of all its minerals and everything like that, and then when you drink that, it actually, it's good to drink it if you're on some kind of a detox, at least maybe for the first 2 or 3 days, because that will pull a lot of stuff out of your body, because this water, it has memories. So what it'll do is, instead of hydrating your body, what it's doing is pulling all the minerals out of your body. So that's why it's really not a good idea to drink distilled water. So so the water in your body now has memories. So this is, I don't know if anybody know that Japanese guys that did that, the Japanese scientist that did the water test, and when he played a whole bunch of different music and he looked at the molecules of the water and see how they were, and classical music was good, rock and roll was really bad. I used to listen to a lot of rock and roll. Rock and roll is like really bad, and certain music just did not. So it's the same thing. Like what we're feeding ourselves, it actually will change our DNA. So if you're listening to a lot of news that is talking about war, it's talking about this, it's talking about that, that's what you are going to resonate. Okay? That's what you're going to resonate. This is very important, especially for those who believe that they are the 144,000, and especially those who believe that they are the chosen. You got to get with it, man. You really got to get with it. Okay? We cannot live the life that if you know, and if you say, oh, I am the 144,000, or I am the chosen one, come on, put your money where your mouth is. Start being that person. At least you may not be that right now, but start moving towards that. Okay? Love. Matthew. I'm trying to think of some of the verses. The Bible in here says that if we seek ye first the kingdom of God, okay, or even Matthew, Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Now, before that, in the verses before that, it's talking about how God clothing the grass, and about the fowls, and about and if He will do that for them, how will He how much more will He do for you? And He's talking about also Jesus also is talking about where is it, the part that I missed here? About your storing your treasure, okay? Okay, it's for where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. Now, a lot of people will say, you can have God now. That's one of the things that they do. You can have whatever you're not supposed to be poor. You can have whatever you want now, And then a lot of people start focusing on riches now, instead of like your riches in heaven. And they would say that that's not what you're. Okay, I brought this up before, and I'm gonna say it again. Okay, this is like a classroom. This is like a school. We know everything that there is to know, but we have no hands-on experience. Okay, and those hands-on experience, because this is not our home. This is not our permanent home. We are God's. And this is just a school, just to give us hands-on experience. Just to give us hands-on experience of what we already know. And this is why our forgetting is so important in this realm. Now, once you get to earth and you pass this test, I mean, as I said, there are stages that we go through in learning and growing, okay? And there is a throne up there, if you want to say it, on the right hand of God, meaning that you are now at the part where you are, oh my God, help me. Help me say this, help me, okay. I keep getting the same thing, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm really just how to say it. I don't know. And when I say it, it doesn't seem like it comes out right. I feel like there's another way that okay. We know everything when we're on the other side. We do. Okay? What we don't have is the experience in certain things. Okay? When we come to earth, we get the experience of what is good, what is bad. Each opportunity gives us that opportunity to love, to be kind, So when we pass, if you say pass a test, and so on, and we grow spiritually and we become that spiritual person here, and we move on, where we no longer have to come back to earth, okay? If you want to call it, you gain a wing, okay? Where then you move on to the next expansion in your evolution, okay? So say for instance, like if being a human being and coming to earth was now that step for you to move forward in heaven, and to move forward now to be a planet. Now, it takes a lot to be a planet. Now, you are to be a creator of a planet, okay? Or to be a planet. I'm not sure which one comes first. I think creator, So, because to be a planet, everybody thinks that Mother Earth is alive. To be a planet, and I mentioned this before, takes a lot of focus, a lot to stay, to keep all of this together, okay? So once you have developed and master, we're here to master. Once you have developed and master your skills in all of this crap that is going on around you, that you can put it aside, you can stay out of this world, you can see it, know it, and not be distracted, and gain wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and gain your spiritual power. Oh my God. Do you know what that means? That is the prize. None of this. That is the prize. That is the will. And that's why that's why they want to distract you so much. That is the prize. Is anybody listening to me? And it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're white, you're black, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yes, melanin people have a stronger spirituality because of the melanin. That is scientifically proved. It's there. It's known. We're not making this up. Okay? I totally lost my all my stuff that I knew I should have written it down on a piece of paper. No, that's not what I wrote down. Anyway, there were other passengers. I could have sworn okay, there was another one. Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3. Oh God, what verse? Proverbs 3 verse 6. And it says, in all thy ways acknowledge God, and God shall direct your path. In all thy ways acknowledge God, and God will direct your path. Before you do anything, if you will just take a moment and just say, hey God, what should I do? What should I do? Or if you're angry, if somebody angers you and you're angry, you should take some time out and find out why. What's in you? What is in you that you allow that situation or that person to anger you? Because it's not that person that anger you, it's something that is in you that you allow that person to anger you. So you have to take a look at yourself and find out why. Why did that anger you? Okay? And each time when you look at yourself, when certain things are going on in your life, and you question and you ask God to help you figure out, okay, why am I acting this way? Why am I angry? Why am I nervous? Why am I this way? The answers will come, and then you can grow And those things, as you develop and you get to know why those things are happening to you, why am I jealous, why am I like all of these things. Don't forget, people who are white are one of the youngest are the youngest race, so they're going through a lot of stuff right now. A lot of anger, frustration, jealousy, greed, all those things. And those are some of the things that they need to overcome. Okay, unfortunately, that is putting all of us right now in a, but we're working through all that together, and this is why we're going through this growing pain. Okay, so I had some other verses that I looked up that talks of, that is directing us to seek the kingdom of God first. There is a Psalms 19. Okay, this is another thing too. Okay, Psalms 19. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I know I was a little frustrated at some stuff, and I was having a conversation with God, and God said, look at, and I was guided to Psalms 169. And I'm like, is there a Psalm 100? And I said, well, God told me to do it, so it must be available. So I looked, and there was no Psalm 169. So I looked up, I Googled to see if there was a Psalm 169 that, that I don't know of. And it's funny because it says it's the verse. It's the Psalm 119. And the only way that you find these verses is by looking up that psalm, is by actually looking up the verses, because always explained to me, because that's the best way, because it's the longest psalm in the Bible. It's the longest psalm in the Bible. So when somebody was to say, they would say verse so and so, because it's the longest psalm. I forgot how, but I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's why I was told to look at that psalm, just 100 and yeah. And I was able to find, anyway, but, so, I mean, I can go through experiences that I can share that has strengthened my belief, not my belief, because there's a point when you belief is different than knowing. Knowing is your experience, is you become a witness. When you experience something, you become a witness, and you have a knowing of something. It's no longer a belief, it's a knowing. And a lot of us need to come into that knowing, and the only way that you're going to gain knowing and wisdom is by actually experiencing. And the way that you experience God, grace, God, love, God, fulfillment is by trusting, and is by tapping into God and connecting with God, and living your life, your day-to-day life, where you're constantly talking and you're constantly seeing and trusting, like I do. Like, I needed something, I had that little vision when I was passing, like, go in there, and I obeyed. I went, and sure enough, I had a desk. Now, I didn't know that they had a desk in there. I didn't. But I know when God is telling me to do something, or pointing my attention somewhere, to do it, because I've had so much experience in that. Now, this video is getting really long, and I know how people are with attention, so I really wanted to tap on it into more. I'm sure I'll make another video where I can go back onto those verses and get into it. But if this really if you guys really like this, and it's touched and it's hitting home for you, please just let me know so I can share more. I'm probably just going to share more anyway, it doesn't matter. But I mean, it's so encouraging when, you know, I feel like there's people out there that are hearing me. And again, this, for all of you, all spiritual people have to stick together. We have to build a community that we can all, you know, fall back on and tap into each other. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna end this here right now, but I'm just I just saw a synchronicity. I'm gonna end this here right now, and I would like to thank you all, for all of you that are tuning in, that have tuned in, and I love you. Love and peace to all of you. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.